Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
In my mind, one of the worst things you can do is to draft on somebody. Do you know what drafting means, sister? In the cycling world, if you draft, it means, so in the, this is my limited knowledge of pro cycling and like Tour de France, and when they ride in pelotons, like in groups, right? Is that there's going to be like, the star of whatever that cycling team is. And they most likely are going to say, like on really like tough hills on the Tour de France and some of these other, long road races, that they, the kind of the star or whatever is at times going to draft. It means that there'll be somebody up ahead that is kind of like, when you're in this group, there'll be one up ahead that'll almost like, I don't want to say pull the other ones forward. That sounds like really trite, but like, that person in front is like blocking wind and all this kind of stuff. And so you're drafting on them. You're using their energy, their power, them blocking potential wind for you to be able to climb, let's just say more easily. I'll say that in quotations because that shit's not easy. I've never experienced it, but you're drafting. You're kind of, you're taking some of their energy. You're taking some of the work that they've done. And so when I see people drafting in the business world or even on social media, like taking other people's posts and words and just like fuck, and I don't mean like sharing a post. It's interesting. I've had some people, it could even be you, sister, that has said something about like, oh my God, this post is so great. Can I share it? Well, of course you can share it, right? There's a share button on Facebook, share it, right? You can repost stuff on Instagram and all sorts of other places. So that's different. It's when somebody now takes your words or your work or the time that you've invested in something and they steal it from you. Let's just maybe use it like that. It's fucking stealing. If you have little kids, you probably know the show Dora. There's a little fucking monkey. His name is Swiper. Wait, or is that Boots? No, I think it's a monkey. His name is Swiper. And they'll say, Swiper, no swiping. Meaning that, dude, don't steal. I don't know why they call it swiping. Somehow it sounds nicer. Maybe that's the way it translates in Spanish, but it's fucking stealing. You motherfucking monkey. Don't steal shit. And I see people do that. Again, on like a social media post, will like literally stare, like, and won't even say like, hey, you know what? I was reading this and inspired me to kind of write on it as well. Like that's different, right? But literally take the exact same message and maybe even jumble the words, maybe even not. Phrases are kind of put together where it's like, I've seen stuff where I'm like, hey, I just fucking wrote about that today. Like, and I don't give a shit. I don't need credit or anything like that, but you're stealing. And it's this crazy world these days where the word plagiarism is not understood anymore. Plagiarism, taking somebody else's words and claiming them as your own. That's my definition. I don't know if it's the Webster's, Wikipedia, whatever, but plagiarism. You take somebody else's work and you say it's yours. Plagiarism would happen mostly in the literary world, right? And so someone would so I remember like as a kid in school, when you'd be taking information like from a book and researching, that there were some kids that would literally write out, and this is like, a lot of you that are not my age, you have no fucking idea what an encyclopedia is, but like literally would take a passage of an encyclopedia, copy it, and put that into like a book report or project or something. Not quotation mark, not saying, hey, this is where I got it from, but basically saying, these are my words. Plagiarism. That was the big thing when I was in school, at least elementary school, was like, you can't plagiarize. You can't take somebody else's words, exact words, and deem them as your own. And so where does this tend to come up? Well, I've seen this in my husband's business. I've seen it with my stuff, but I've seen my husband's business more, where people will literally steal his words. They will steal names of things that he's created, programs. They will steal logos to kind of like look like theirs. Actually, he said a bunch of people steal his fucking Facebook pictures and say that they're him. That's a weird one. And there's been a most recent individual that has come into a group that he's created and has tried to fucking steal these other individuals away. And has actually told someone that was kind of his intention. I was kind of hoping this would happen. They would come over and start working with me. Now, listen, this has nothing to do with being in scarcity. Scarcity is a whole other ball of wax, right? Scarcity is like, oh my God, nobody can ever see my work. Oh my God, I can't let anybody in because I don't trust anyone, because if they take it, there's only so much of the pie and then it's all gone, right? Scarcity is a lack. Scarcity operates in fear. Scarcity is, I can't share this stuff because what if they take it and then I lose it, right? That's scarcity. That's a totally different conversation. That's a totally different energy. This is not scarcity. When someone then comes into something that you've created, where people follow you with a particular message because of the work that you've created, because of the trust that you've created, the sharing that you've done. Like, listen, you know, I have some of you that have reached out to me and said, you know what, I really want to coach like you do. I'm just trying to create this group for women. Like, I'm just going to put these things up and see what happens. It's like, sister, it takes fucking time, which a lot of you are unwilling to fucking have. Like, you're not willing to play the game of patience. And so, you know, same thing with my husband. We've both been at this for like about 5.5 years. There's been people following us for sometimes that long a period of time before they actually invest in something that we sell, or one of our services, or one of our products. You know, they will listen to our podcast. We've been giving content, both of us, through podcast and newsletter and webinars and Facebook Lives and on and on and on and on, and all sorts of things that we've given away for free, and really, you know, invested in people, right? That takes fucking time. You can't just pop up a Facebook group and hope that people join it and somehow get engagement, or go, I have this really cool post. Like, I see people all the time that, you know, they actually have something interesting to say, but because the majority of the message is like, buy my shit, join my Beachbody group, you know, do this MLM thing, donate to this, vote for me, I'm trying to become the best fill-in-the-blank profession in my town. Like, they just ask. Take, without really providing anything of value. And so when this particular individual came in to try to do this within a group that my husband created, like, fucking pissed me off. Still pisses me off when I found another piece of information about this individual today. Like, you have to be fucking kidding me. You fucking lazy ass motherfucker. Lazy, because that's what it really is. But here's the craziest piece of this, right? For people that are doing this, that steal, that are like Swiper, that are plagiarizing, that draft, the big macro piece of this is like, you're not even exploring the gifts that you have to share. You think because of your lack of, yes, it can be laziness, but really lack of certainty in yourself. Not thinking that your message or your words mean something. You're going to take somebody else's and hopefully, you know, just put yourself into it and somehow that'll carry some weight. It doesn't. So there's two pieces of this. Number one, when you try to show up as somebody who you're not, it does not land. It doesn't. Not for any long period of time, it doesn't. People see through it in some way. They either consciously see it or they feel something. They unconsciously are just like, there's something that's stopping me from engaging with this individual. And they just won't. They won't click the button. They won't like a post. They won't buy from you. They won't. They won't do any of that stuff. They won't share stuff, like none of it. The other piece of that is this, sister, and this is what I want you to really hear. You have incredible gifts to offer the world. Your life has meaning and purpose. And who the fuck are you to think that you need to have somebody else's words to somehow make that matter, that yours aren't enough? See, you are robbing the world, people in your life, individuals that will interact with you at some time in your lifetime, you are robbing them from the gift of you. You not showing up as you not doing the actual work, you not exploring who you are. Your words, this person's words, would probably have more meaning and significance if they didn't actually go and just try to draft, try to hack it, try to avoid doing the work. Because that's really what it comes down to. And your gifts and your talents and And the magic that is you will never be seen. Because you're drafting. Because you're taking somebody else's shit. Because you think you have to show up as that other person because you, in essence, are not enough. So here's your more tip for today, sister. Where in your life are you drafting? Where in your life are you drafting? You're trying to show up as somebody else. You're taking somebody else's work. You're taking the credit for something else. You, are following someone. There's also nothing wrong with following someone and saying like, oh man, they have what I want. So what did they do? And I'm gonna basically replicate what they do. That's actually pretty smart, right? Instead of me trying to figure it out, let me study somebody. Let me interact with somebody. Let me hire somebody that's where I want to be, and it's going to help me shorten that time, right? Like, that's incredibly smart to do that. But where are you not allowing you to come out in the process? Do you just think if you cookie cutter exactly what that person did, that you'll pop up the cake, which is, in other words, the life that you want, the outcome that you want on the other end of that, without putting the flavor of you into it? Where is that for you in your life? And here's the second piece is you're going to journal both of these. The second piece of it is this. What is one step you can do to just stop that shit? To start showing up as yourself. To realize that the message and what you have to offer the world is enough and is more than enough. What's one step you can do the next 24 hours to really start to turn that around? And to be able to have a journal to do that, you got to get the Woman Wanting More one. Like, come on, sister. Holy fucking shit. By the end of this weekend, I'll have sent out 270 to 12 to 14 countries around the world. I'm going to send you some other really, really fucking cool Women Wanting More swag, which is only available through this journal offer. And I send this for free. Take care, a little bit of shipping. Like, that's it. I send it to you. So here's what you need to do. To get your free journal, go to drkarenosborn.com/free journal. I will ship that to you anywhere in the world. Yes, if you live in a place like Australia or New Zealand or UK or anything outside of North America, it's going to take a little bit longer, sister, but I will get it to you. I promise you that. So that's at drkarenosborn.com/free journal. In addition, I want you to go ahead and watch the new Women Wanting More movie, Women Wanting More Live 4.0. This is the movie of the 5 incredible women that came through this recent experience that I taught here in Victoria, BC, Canada, and the transformation you're going to see out the other end of that. So that's at drkarenosborn.com/the evolution. And you get to see the story of Christina and Amber and Carrie and Melissa and who I'm missing. Did I say Rachel? And Rachel. And really see what is possible. And your chance to apply for one of the 7 remaining spots for the evolution February 2018. So I will see you in the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from me doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborn.com/newsletter.